What to do after a car accident? If you have been involved in a car accident, you may be entitled to compensation. However, there are a few circumstances that could affect your claim, and there are a few that could also lead to you filing a personal injury claim. Take a look below for links to articles on car accidents for more information. Proving fault for a car accident by using traffic laws. Working out who may have been to blame for a car accident may come down to who was careless. When in a car, drivers know that there's an official set of rules that tell everyone exactly how they should drive. The laws also provide a set of guidelines that can help lawyers, for example, measure liability. The rules of the road are the laws that every single driver needs to learn in order to pass their test. The rules can be found in your state's vehicle code, and they apply to bicycles, pedestrians, and motorcycles. Click on the article's title to read more. Car accident negligence claims, the basics. If you have been involved in a car accident and you want to prove that another driver was at fault, you will have to establish that they were negligent. The basic parts of a claim such as this involve duty, breach, causation, and lastly, damages. However, these terms may have no meaning to you if you are not familiar with the insurance industry or law. Click on the article's title to read more. Car accident settlements. Do I need a lawyer? If you sustained injuries as a result of a car accident, you may want to think about hiring a lawyer so they can help you settle the case. The benefits of hiring a lawyer can be great, as they tend to be very knowledgeable about negotiating with car insurance companies, and they tend to have a lot of experience too. However, you should be aware of the costs associated with hiring a lawyer, and that an experienced lawyer who has undertaken a lot of car accident cases may be able to get you a higher settlement than you would if you went through the claims process by yourself. Click on the article's title to read more. Had a car accident? Contact your insurance company. If you have had a car accident, even if it was a minor one, you should inform your car insurance company as soon as you can. You are obligated to inform the insurance company under the terms that are stated in your policy. Informing your insurance company is also a good way to start the accident settlement process or the defense process. Click on the article's title to read more. Why you should not leave the scene of an accident. Most states require you to stop your vehicle after you've had an accident, but only when it is safe for you to do so. You are likely to be required to exchange insurance information with anyone else who was involved in the accident. However, you may not be aware that you are legally required to stay at the scene of an accident. Your legal duties. The rules that you should adhere to after you've been involved in a car accident can be found in your state's transportation code or vehicle code. The rules may also be found in the penal code too, as leaving the scene of a car accident is usually considered to be a felony or a misdemeanor. Click on the article's title to read more. Think you may be to blame for a car accident? Here's what you need to do. If you think you may be to blame for a car accident, you may be pleased to know there are a few steps you can take that can help you defend yourself and protect your finances. Immediately after the accident. One of the very first things you need to do after the accident is to swap information with the other driver. You will both need the other person's insurance details, and the sooner you get them the better. Once you've exchanged details, you should then wait for the police to arrive. It's important that you do not leave the scene of an accident, no matter where you were going, or how much of a hurry you were in. If you decide to leave the scene, you will be committing a criminal offense, and your actions could be used against you in court. Click on the article's title to read more. What you should do if you were at fault in a car accident. If you were involved in a car accident and you think it was your fault, you may appreciate a few tips as to what you should and shouldn't do. Do not admit fault. One of the most important things you should not do is to admit fault to anyone. This includes anyone who was involved in the accident, such as another driver, any of their passengers, and even the police. You should refrain from mentioning that you think you were at fault, even if you really believe that you are. This is because you do not have all of the relevant information about the accident, and the first few hours after an accident can be very busy. So, you need to make sure that all of your conversations with the driver and passengers of the other vehicle are neutral. Click on the article's title to read more. Totaled cars and auto loans. will my insurance company pay what I owe? If your car was totaled in an accident, will your insurance company pay off that you owe on your auto loan? In some cases, your insurance company may pay off your auto loan, but it depends on how much money you will receive for your totaled vehicle, and how much your car was worth. Another factor to take into consideration is how much money you need to pay back on your loan. Click on the article's title to read more.